Hi, all. This is Dr. J. Arjun, Professor Spikes, here live from Long Island, New York, and Seattle, Washington. It's kind of a rainy, icky day here in New York, and on
Same.
Wall Street, it's really icky.
It's raining in Seattle.
I
And
understand that
speak of the devil.
Gosh,
On Wall and Broad, people have called me and said it's raining red. The color of the rain has turned red.
it's
So,
raining frogs.
I looked at my portfolio. The only thing green was AEMD, and I think it was up 1 penny or 3 pennies.
Really?
Maybe there was one or two others that were up.
You got back in on that one.
Yeah. What about? No, I kept 10%. Remember?
Gotcha.
Everything's red for me except OPHC is flat. But yeah, I'm losing money today. Losing it.
Who isn't losing money today unless you're short? Funny thing is, I went short the market yesterday at around 3 o'clock with put options on IWM and SPY, and I got a quick 30% on each, and I closed my position.
Nice.
At 4 p.m. I closed. I closed because they're giving me 30%. I just couldn't see not taking it.
Better than the banks.
Well, the problem is today I would have made a lot more, naturally.
Did you take any profits yesterday on USEG?
No, did you?
I took a little, like 5%.
Very little.
But yeah, it hit 640 in the pre-market, but I wasn't able to get that.
Jiggly blew it. He missed it too.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm okay. I'm still long. I took some profits at 550. Not bad.
Yes. Well, energy, oil and gas, I think is doing pretty well.
It's doing really well. Yeah, leading into the winter months.
Yeah.
But
I think,
don't worry, Jiggly. The best is yet to come, in my opinion.
Jiggly has got a lot to say today. Andrew has got a lot to say. Sean is lamenting the 49ers.
Yeah, that was a rough loss too.
Yeah, well, they were playing a rough team in a rough place.
Yeah.
And Mark O is joined us and commented that BCRX is under 15. Gets that. So there are bargains if you look at it that way. It's red bloody sell-off creates opportunities as well.
It's true.
It depends on how you want to look at it. Right now, you could cry in your soup how much you're losing today, or how much you're losing. Well, anyway, this sell-off is making Mike Wilson look like a genius over at Morgan Stanley, right? I like him. He's an honest guy and pretty accurate forecasts.
Look, this is not going to be a fun week while everybody's playing with this this debt cap, and we don't know what's going on with these stimulus bills and stuff like that. So,
right, and then China.
They're playing politics with the markets. Nobody's more guilty than China, but now we're pretty guilty too with the debt ceiling. Isn't the debt ceiling like an automatic? What is going on?
Did you ever hear of a circular firing squad?
Everybody shoots each other, I guess.
Exactly.
So
it's a good time to trim, and
like you said, aren't they
really long-term bargains that you're going to hold on to?
Aren't they really approving monies that were already spent?
Yeah.
So what's the problem? Money's
going to make us look like deadbeats.
I don't get it.
It's going to make us look like we're not good for our word.
And then the federal workers will be laid off, or what? They won't get paid. They won't get paid. It's a disaster.
Bonds won't get paid off, so interest rates will have to go up.
I won't get my mail. I won't get my 1,000 pieces of junk mail a day.
Right, and you want and maybe that big check from YouTube will be delayed.
Yeah,
Get your 10 cents somewhere else.
yeah.
All of our royalties. So what are we charting today? I didn't look.
Right now, we're just lamenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a list, but it's a short list. I was going to add to it.
We're supposed to discuss stocks as well as just look at the charts. So, and discuss the markets. And right now, we're disgusted with the markets, right?
Disgusted, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing more to discuss when you're disgusted.
Well, then the question is, if we're going to try to be like light and airy about things, where would you want to be 6 months from now? So the question is, for instance, do we still want to be in Alzheimer's drugs 6 months from now?
Yes.
Do we still? I still want to be in water for the rest of my life. Clean water.
Yeah. I want to be in energy for the winter, for sure.
Okay. Okay. So USCG is one of your plays.
Do you want to own the financials?
Yeah.
Figuring the rates are going up, and that'll benefit them.
That's a potentiality.
Yeah, there's also USO, which is an index for crude oil that you could play. I'm not touching it yet, but
crude oil and gas as well. Traditional.
Those are going to be a little more volatile.
Traditional sources of fuel, hydrocarbons. Why not? If we get a very cold winter, those plays will be lively. Some people say triple-digit oil again.
Really?
I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dig will go up from
triple-digit oil. You buy some Chevron and whatever.
Yeah, I agree with Bigly. I like gambling too. I think he can be in Penn and DraftKings. I think that's smart.
Sure.
What about COVID plays?
Oh, Pfizer is coming out with an antiviral, sure as you know what.
Well, what about, isn't Merck coming out with something sooner?
Yeah, well, all three of them, Merck, Pfizer, and Roche.
Well, you're going to want to be in Abbott too.
Already has a play, so the thing is they don't want to compete with themselves. But Merck has been notably absent from this whole vaccine game.
Well, they have a different purpose. The Pfizer antiviral is going to act as a prophylactic should, let's say, one spouse get it and the other spouse doesn't have it. They're going to be put on the antiviral for prevention.
Sure.
Kind of like the Tamiflu is done. They do that with Tamiflu for flu. So if you had the flu, your wife might take Tamiflu to prevent it.
Okay, so it's not so much a treatment as it is a prophylactic. I gotcha. That's
the Pfizer drug, but the Merck drug is a treatment. And the drug by ATEA, stock symbol AVIL, is also a treatment. And they're partnered with Roche.
Mm.
So we have the Roche ATEA, we have the Merck, partnered up with a private company, I forget the name. And Pfizer not partnered up with anyone on this one.
Right. All right, so then there's still something. I mean, I just bailed on my APT and my Lake, figuring that people aren't going to be wearing clothes anymore.
Well, nobody wants to wear the mask anymore because once the mask mandates were lifted, people want to go back to them.
Right.
Used to not wearing them.
I like Kamal's Abbott play for the COVID testing. I think that's smart because if you want to travel, you have to do that.
Well, there's a lot of testing companies and Abbott.
Well, why isn't CODX really blown up?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because we've been following that one for the longest time, and we were doing well.
And then most people walk into CVS and get a whatever they do for the test, 8-hour test, 4-hour test, whatever.
Right, PCR.
Yeah. I've never taken one of them, but and then they go into the urgent care and they get one of them.
Yeah, so you're right. Abbott might be the best play in that space.
I like it.
Right. But they're such a big company. How much are they going to benefit from it?
Well, but they have all those other kinds of testing things also, right? Don't they have something for keeping track of your diabetes as well?
Yes, they have a lot of stuff.
Right. So, and just in terms of, because right now we're not looking for any kind of winners that'll get us money
Now,
tomorrow.
if you want the defense, I guess you got to look at the traditional ones. You know, you look at big pharma. People have to take their medicines. You look at I don't know what else is good for you. I like the finance companies because of the interest rates going up.
Right. Now, are you still on PaySafe?
No, but that might be one to look at.
Because I've still been sitting on that one.
Yeah,
in terms of at least the financial support of the gambling market.
The price might be right on PaySafe, about $8. Linda, how are the quads? Everyone wants to know. Linda answers.
All right, the last one comes
Great
home.
news. Great news.
All right, Linda. Let me know when I have to buy more diapers. All right. So on my next big hit, I'll contribute more to Linda's diaper fund.
Yeah, there we go. And make that announce. So just like we announce our buys, we'll also announce our deposits.
So now I have two favorite charities: the American Parkinson's Foundation and Linda's Quads. All right.
So yeah, I mean, most of what you gave us were themes anyway. The first theme was the Alzheimer's plays. The second was the gene editing.
I think I picked one of each.
Right.
Yeah.
We could take a look at a few charts. It's an icky day, but we should look at IWM, SPX, SPY.
Yeah.
Look at some of the macro stuff, maybe IBB.
Yeah.
We should look at some of the bigger names like Amazon getting creamed, Apple.
Yeah, Apple.
There's a lot to look at. I mean, we'll look at a few things.
Yeah, it's always useful to try to see where a bottom might be.
First, let's read where we are right now and weep a little bit. The S&P 500 is down a whopping 66 points, which is an improvement over the 80 points that had been down. It had been down over 2% earlier. Now it's down 1.48%. So we're coming back a little. The Dow had been down over 5, and now it's down a little under 4 or 1%. Not bad. I mean, relatively speaking, not bad. NASDAQ only down 2%, and the Russell is down 1.8%. So there we have it. We're coming back a little bit. We'll see how the closing hour treats us. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the S&P.
Yep. Start big.
Yeah. Now, when Mike Wilson of Morgan Stanley made his 20% call, it was, I think, September 20th when the market was getting creamed. And he has that coming off the top, which is 45.35. So 20% would be about 900 points, get us down to 3,600, which would be about the
100.
right about at the 100. So let's throw that in. This is a Mike Wilson thought. I won't call it a prediction, really, because he said his base case is still 10%, which would bring us down to like 4,000. Morgan Stanley is calling for S&P 4,000 by the end of the year. If that happens, it wouldn't be the worst retreat in the world, right? 4,000. I've seen worse than that. And I talked about 4,000 the other day when I looked at the candle at the end of August, which had a high of 35.88. Actually, 3,600 makes some kind of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Support, really strong support there. Well, if it gets down there, I'll tip my hat to Mike Wilson. But the point is, if it gets down there quickly, then according to Mike and Morgan Stanley, they're standing by 4,000 by the end of the year. Therefore, time to go in if it gets down that low.
Yeah.
The thing is, as he pointed out, don't sell all your stocks. Do not do that. But rotate into what might be a little defensive. So you figure out what's defense and rotate in a little bit. So maybe get out of some of those high-flying fangs into some more conservative dividend yielding stocks, pharmaceuticals, I think finance. I don't know what else. What else is typically defensive? I don't know. Oil and energy, maybe in this case.
Right.
Yeah, energy.
That's what we're thinking, energy.
Yeah, so we have three sectors that we've.
Well, I understand solar's making a slight little bit of a comeback these days.
Yeah. All right, so we had what is we had on the weekly, we had the low, I think, turned in September 20th, 43.05, and we didn't take that out today. The low of the day was 43.46. Does that sound right? I thought it was lower. Okay. Guess that's right. The picture, it doesn't, it feels a lot worse than the chart looks, you know?
Exactly.
Is that because bio is taking it particularly hard?
Yeah, that's
My
part of it.
portfolio is mainly bio, and I guess
Novavax put in a really ugly candle today.
That's nice. Another one of my stocks.
Yeah, I don't like the Novavax chart right now at all.
What's going on with the my picture here?
Oh, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong IBB.
The wrong IBB?
Yeah, go back in. I think you got it. Oh wait, no, you're on the 12-month. Never mind.
Maybe it is wrong. I don't know.
No, you're on the 12-month.
I'm on the 12-month? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you got to go to the daily or weekly. Yeah. Should be good.
I'm on the daily now.
Probably zoom out or something. Or just sometimes just refreshing helps.
I don't know what I did wrong. I'll put in IBB again.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's that. Say show all results.
Show all.
Go down? No.
Let's refresh it. That didn't do it.
No. If you type in IBB and you click show all results, I think you
right. In other words, just expand your horizon. So even if you click on a year,
sometimes you just start all over again.
If you click on 1 year, that might help.
Sometimes you just start all over again. IBB.
Yeah, there you go. You were on the iShares Trust, not the
ETF. Okay.
Yeah.
I know we did something wrong now. Down 2.4% to 163. Big gap down. Woo. Gives you a nice gap to fill here on the upside. We're approaching oversold in the RSI. We're at about 35. I'm getting there. So we're You got to watch that if you go into oversold territory. It might be a clue to when to get in. We actually held 100. We tried to go below it, and we bounced back up along with the other averages. So that's not a bad sign right there.
Yeah.
You got a nice gap to fill,
Yep.
and you have a very nice double bottom right in here.
The 200 should be very strong support in my opinion. This is all opinion.
Our opinions are strictly our own, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
And everyone should do their own due diligence.
Yeah, they do not constitute advice.
No, it does not constitute any investment advice.
Observations.
No investment advice. None. Just opinion. Just opinion. 163.48. My opinion is that sucks.
Yep.
All right, we have
a measured analysis.
on 7/15/2021, we put in a low of 157.11. That low had best hold. That low right here that I drew in had better hold. Otherwise, we're looking probably at this candle's low, which was the middle of that big candle, actually 156, 157. That area has to hold. And if it doesn't, we're probably looking at support at 154 area. So we have support in the 150s, but that gets beginning to get ugly to 150s, isn't it? Just considering we came down from 175.
Yeah.
77.
I really think this is mostly Novavax.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Abbott's having a pretty bad candle today too.
Yeah, no, nothing's having a good candle. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there is, but none of mine.
But
CRTX is not down today, just for the hell of it. That's one that I own. It's an Alzheimer's drug play, and it's had a really nice run, and it's consolidated. Oh, it is down. Earlier in the day, it had not been down, but we still have what looks like a doji, and at least it's not a red candle, whatever that's worth. And it's also holding the 9-day, and it's the 9 is clearly above the 50, above the 100, above the 200. It's a beautiful looking chart.
looks great.
Yeah. So I mean, this is one that I made a lot of money on, and I kept maybe 20% of my shares.
Yeah. Beautiful trend line on the 50-day.
And I actually am thinking of adding to my collection on this. One of the few that I'm tempted to add to.
I think if it touches the 50, I would add.
Yeah, the touch the 50 is a great place to add.
Yeah.
Or a little bit lower than that at $81 where I drew in the line.
If you can get it, yeah.
Well, if you can get it, I think it's a great buy at 81, 83, 84, 85, any of those numbers. It's a very good play. The fundamentals are there, and it found support at $81 right in the middle of that big green candle where it's supposed to find support.
Yeah.
That was one hell of a candle, right? From on 8-9. I love candles like that. If I'm long the stock. Low of 66, high of 100. You like that candle? 50% move up on one day. I like that. It's my kind of candle.
Looks good.
Sav has been on a tear. Gave back a little today, but everything gave back a little today. Sabra has been on a tear, and it hasn't given back like an enormous amount considering the run it's had. It's had a very nice run over the last 10 days. From 9.15, low of $39, and it ran all the way up to 70. So it gained 75% in about 10 days. You like that run? Sava?
Looking good.
Jiggy liked that run.
Yeah, he did.
Jiggly, the cash register, rang the cash register.
That was when you could actually, you had a cycle to go through.
I'm still in Sava. How about you, Professor Scott? You took a little.
I am still in Sava, and I'm also, and I was going to have you take a look at AVXL, Anavex, because that was the only one. AVXL.
Anavex.
So yeah, that was the only one that didn't have some sort of bad news along the way.
The chart on Sava.
It's acting as if it does.
The chart on Sava is very strong, but I'm still worried that there could be another shoe to drop.
Exactly. Which is why I bring up Anavex, because that's the only one. Anovis had a story. Sava had a story. Biogen had a story.
CRTX so far has been untainted.
I didn't know they were in this space.
Yes, CRTX is.
Right. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. Right, it's untainted. And the chart's looking as such.
Yeah, but it's holding support.
And if you look at this one looks as if it's been taking the rides, but not on any news necessarily.
It's got a normal looking chart compared to a Sava, Novis, CRTX. It's normal looking in that for the last 6 months it's been trading in nice range, 1850 to 28, and that's pretty nice range, or at the lower end of the range. Looks like it's worth owning or taking a shot at adding some shares.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost ready to back up my position.
The bottom here is 1655.
It's a nice bottom, yeah. It's the bottom of that green candle from June.
It's a nice bottom as bottoms go.
And, the 9 days looking up.
Well, I like that it's backed by that volume in June on the bottom of that green candle. I like that one.
Look, it lines up. It lines up with the June 14th bottom.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, 1670.
Right. It's not for you quick traders. This is for your investors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think all of these drugs nothing's happening immediately, so they're all for. If you really want to see them through, they're all with a 2-3 year time horizon.
Yeah. And I mean, say what you want about the Biogen drama, but I do think that it just makes it easier for any of these to get approval eventually. Even though it caused a stir, I think more of these will get approved at some point.
I think our young friend Arjun makes a very wise point. The bar has been lowered for approval on Alzheimer's drugs.
Yeah.
So definitely true. Okay.
Now we're up to the gene editing.
What else did I put down on?
You put on CRISPR.
Oh yeah, CRISPR. Yeah, we got to look at some gene editing stuff.
CRISPR is, not making me happy.
Well, it's not the.
Yeah, I don't think this one.
It's got the name, but it doesn't. It's got the sizzle, but it doesn't have the stage.
Yeah, I don't think this one's for day traders either. This is like a longer term play, but we'll see if today's candle is not good.
It hasn't had a good candle in a while.
Yeah, and did that low from July get taken out? It's really close.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
134, and today was.
It looks like it got taken out.
112.25.
So you better hope that the bottoms from mid-June hold. Otherwise, it could go down to 100, I think.
Let's see what this bottom is.
Yeah, that one needs to hold, right?
109.68.
Otherwise, it could go down to 100 or lower.
I think it's a very good play, but then again, I'm very partial to this company. So I think it's a good short-term play, intermediate-term play, long-term play.
Yeah.
Even though I'm down, I don't want to say how much. I'm not happy with how much I'm losing on this, but I like.
Yeah, I'm not up on this one either. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm liking it despite being down. It's temporarily down.
Right.
Yeah. If you wanted, you could buy it and then set a stop at like 110 if you're scared, but yeah.
Or 105.
Yeah.
You could.
I don't own any of this, but I want to at some point. I'm going to wait for the chart to clean up.
What else did we have down to look at?
Well, did you want to look at edit just for comparison purposes?
Edit has fallen off the cliff since Dan A said he sold all of his.
He's a whale.
Dan was correct. He had good vision in selling all of his edit.
Yeah, this one's scary.
He didn't like a presentation that the CEO made where he's talking with, about future, way in the future, we're going to do something. Sounded too far out to Dan. So he got rid of all of his. And we're at support right at the 200.
Yeah.
200 is 51.21. What did we hit today? 52.11. Close enough.
Could be support. Could be.
Sure. Looks like it. Looks like it has every reason. There's every reason to think that the 200 will be support.
Yeah. Dan's saying that they have data tomorrow at 10 a.m. Interesting.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Definitely worth a play. Definitely. In my humble opinion, it's worth a play. Data coming up, it's worth a play.
I'll buy a little of this. Everyone's asking for a live buy. I'll nibble.
There you go. Arjun is taking out opening up the pocketbook.
I got to do this now. Fidelity.
Yeah, it's at a bargain price.
First, check that you're not going to be overdrafted and your check.
No, I'm good. I'm like about 20% cash right now. I got
okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's bought.
All right, there you go.
We have a buy announced by Arjun.
It's a nibble, but Jiggly really wanted a buy. And then Mark's asking a question about USEG. We can chart that later. I can help him with that.
Later? What's wrong with now?
Yeah, what's wrong with now? We're actually
No. This is still later. It's after I said it.
Okay.
He's asking if I did buy this at 460 today.
Okay.
I saw the bottom of the green candle Friday, and I like that as a. Yeah, I think this one is still going up. I like the 9 days support. I think that, for those that were able to profit a little bit Monday, good for you. But if you missed it, don't stress about it too much. I think it's near bottom right now, and it should continue to leg up.
All right, there you have it. Near bottom, we're going to leg up. And Arjun says the leg is the important part.
Yeah, it's still in the channel that it needs to be. Yeah, exactly. I think that is a very reasonable lower trend line. And yeah, I think you mentioned you wanted it to hit the 200-day in the sixes. It actually stopped there pre-market the other day, so that was a good call.
Yeah, and now we're looking at this line for support, 432.
Yeah, I added at 460, but if you want to be a little more conservative, yeah, agreed. I think the 430s should be good to go.
there's a lot of bargains because of this sell-off, and in past sharp sell-offs have been met with buying the very next day. So
Yep.
who knows? Maybe that's what's going to happen. So let's hope. Let's hope that's what's going to happen. Are you guys? Please leave.
Nope. All right. So Jiggly is requesting that Spike does a live sell of CODX.
I think
I backed it up after I talked to you guys last week.
I think Jiggly has Spike's interest at heart.
Yeah. I might be wrong, but I actually backed that one up.
All right. Okay. Who knows? What's next on the list, on the hit parade?
Your APPS.
This was hot as hell. It cooled off today along with the rest of the market. Big red candle right down to the 9-day, bounced off the 9-day and has come halfway back. So it's recovered a lot from the lows. 69.73 low, trading now at 71.86. High today 74.75. And yesterday's high was 76.60. So we've come down quite a bit off yesterday's high. Is it a buying opportunity or a selling opportunity at this point? What's your feelings, guys?
I think it might get some nice support at the 200. I wouldn't sell it yet. Well, I mean, I guess it depends how long you're willing to hold this, but I don't know. I don't think today is overly worrisome given everything's down, and you might get a nice bounce at the 200.
Well, look at it this way: the 200 was definitely resistance before, so now it's support.
Mm-hmm. Until it's not. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't sell it personally. I don't own it though, but I'm not buying it.
I own it. I haven't made a play on it. I was thinking of taking a little off the table yesterday, actually, but didn't. Yeah. So I'm probably just going to sit with it personally. What's the next one?
Novavax.
This one is ugly, you said? Today?
Yeah, today is not looking good at all.
Yes, I see.
But you might have got support. It's hard to say. I'm not a huge fan of this one.
It's amazing how they always stop at the index.
Yeah, the 100.
At the moving average.
Yeah, the 100.
Stopped at the 100. The 100 being 201.94. And that must have been synonymous with the low. The low was 202.23, practically synonymous.
Yeah.
And it's trading now probably between the 50 and the 100. I would think this is going to be where it's going to settle. So what was support at the 50 is now probably going to be resistance.
Yeah.
I can see this one trading between the red line and the blue line. Purple line, whatever color that is.
So you could, I guess you could swing it then. You could buy at the red line, put a stop at the 200, and then hope that it can get back to 230 or 240.
Yeah. You could buy it. Look to swing it. Why not? The range,
like 10%, maybe.
10% is not bad. And then if you buy the option, you swing it with the option, you can get a lot more leverage than that. I'll give you an example. Yesterday on the IWM put options that I bought, I made 30%, 33%, whereas I would have made like 2% on the stock if I shorted it in just a matter of hours. So yesterday's candle was this one, and I shorted it late in the day. It closed at 226.44. I shorted it when it was 227.30, something like that. And so you would have made maybe a point. A point is less than half of 1%.
Yeah.
You would have made. I profited 30%.
Very nice.
So the leverage that you get on the options is just incredible.
Yep. Short term and nearest to in the money usually pays very well if you're.
Yeah, of course. I bought the Friday options.
And if I know you, you probably went pretty deep into the money, right?
No,
Really?
no. I paid 90 cents. I sold for $1.20.
I was saying, well, where was your strike?
The strike was the stock was over 127. The stock this the strike was 125
225.
or 225. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
that is pretty okay. That's usually if I'm doing these more
I know
short-term plays,
you do out of the money stuff more than Dr. J does.
a little with
mine
puts especially
mine was
selling. Yeah.
Mine was out of the money. I was going with a put. Don't forget.
Yeah. When I sell puts, I like to go out of the money on stocks that I like because I don't mind having the shares. But yeah, if I'm buying puts, I think what you did makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. To be truthful, I was amazed. I got 30-cent movement on a dollar movement down. Less than $1 down on the underlying security.
I think that makes sense though because it expires Friday.
Right.
So you get that time implied volatility. That's a great play though. Great play.
Of course, I would have been happier if I held through. If I held through today, but you can't. I had options on SPY and IWM, and they're giving me money. I had to take it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making 25% in a day on a flyer, I think that's fine. Yeah.
30% in an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So if you do that every hour for the rest of your life, then you can buy Amazon, the company, not the
I truly did not expect that kind of return in 1 hour, so I just had to take it.
Yeah.
What else? What else? Is it worth
somebody mentioned PODD.
Well, being that I have this chart up, okay. It stopped exactly at the green at the 9-day moving average, and it's coming back a little. So on the day it was as low as 221.40. Now it's 223 again. This is where do I think this is going?
I've been talking about this taking a big turn down for the last 6 months, and it's just not doing it.
Yeah, we drew that trading range in a long time ago, and it can't get out of that trading range.
Wow. Yeah.
Since January, I mean, there was a very big climb up just before that.
Yeah, this is.
Professor Omar and I were at odds. He was thinking he was going to go sort of up-ish, and I thought it was going to go down-ish, and it's done neither-ish.
This trading range has been going on.
Almost a perfect sine wave, basically. Yeah.
So you have, if you play this between the lines, you're going to make money. Apparently, 210.
And that's a story you've been telling for at least the last 3 months. Also, if anybody's been listening, they should be rich by now.
Yeah.
Like a 10, what is it? A 10% swing. You play it with the options, and you can make a lot of money.
Yep.
What else did I have?
That was it on your list. But like I said, somebody talked about PODD as one of the plays on the diabetes monitors.
PODD.
And there was something somewhat pretty about the chart, so I thought it was worth looking at.
This is a diabetic monitor?
Yeah.
Well, it did what a lot of stocks did today, go down, and it went down stopped at the 100.
Yeah, the question is if it's going to bounce. I know the 9 is hitting the 50.
I think, again, you look at the way the 50 was resistance yesterday. A long shadowy candle went all the way up to the 50 and stopped. I think it's going to trade between 100 and the 50 again.
For a while, okay.
Yeah.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So you could swing this. You look for 285.
It's exactly like what Arjun was talking about before.
It's not a. It's
Oh,
basically.
yeah.
It's basically a scalp. Not a, less than a swing.
Right. You get
Look at it.
10% upside, maybe 2 or 3% downside. Yeah.
Whatever. It's more of a scalp type situation.
Yeah.
And again, for comparison purposes, Tandem is actually surprisingly, it's well into the hundreds now.
Resilient. Tandem is
Even though
resilient.
we sort of gave that, we sort of lost interest in that one once it was languishing around the 90s.
Well, look what it came down from recently. It came down from 130. Wow, it hit 130. Does it fill the gap here on 9.3 of 114.28?
Certainly at the midpoint.
I think it probably fills that gap. Looking
You
for
think
one.
it fills that gap? Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had maybe at 111 it would be worth getting back in.
I think 114.28. It fills that gap.
Okay. Yeah, 111 might be hard to get.
This is if you want to buy this one. I think you can try to wait for
I
the.
think,
Yeah.
does Jig have bad history with this one or good history with this one? I know he has history.
Jiggly's made money with this one.
She's still waiting for me to get rid of my codex and move it into this.
He furnished his yacht with this one.
Right, exactly.
Oh man.
Right, Jiggly? All right, so that's about it for today.
Yeah, I'd say.
It's been an interesting day on the street. I think it's somewhat reassuring that the averages have come back a little bit. So that's good. And we'll see what happens. We're going to meet again on Friday. Hopefully we'll make some money between now and then.
Oh yeah, tell them what time Friday, or tell me also what time Friday.
Probably 11, but if not, the alternate time 2:30.
Yeah, because doesn't matter what I'm doing. I should be free.
I will block off both just in
Yeah,
case.
I think probably shoot for 11, but if we can't do that, if we can't.
Right.
I'm looking to go down to the track. I haven't been to Belmont in about 2 years. So I get to show in early. I could catch the first race.
The first race at 3 o'clock?
First race is 1.
First race is 1?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll meet you there.
You can meet me there. You're invited. All of you are invited. Whoever wants to meet me there, come on down. I'll be near the paddock.
Okay.
Put down some bets.
Come down, yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to be there, but probably we'll talk on Friday.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I'm not by the paddock, I'll be like probably by the clubhouse area.
Very nice.
All right. I used to try to go once a week to Belmont. I enjoyed it a lot, especially during the nice weather. But lately that hasn't happened, the pandemic and so on. So I haven't been to the races in a couple of years. Looking forward to it. I know Jiggly is a Saratoga guy. He wants me to come down to Saratoga. Dan is such a nice guy, always complimentary.
A lot of compliments today.
You know what? It's a great show, Dan, because we have guys like you watching.
Yeah.
And Linda, we love Linda. We absolutely all love Linda. Linda's so great. And Sean is super polite. We love Sean. And Jiggly, I love Jiggly too, despite the fact that he's not so polite.
Well, that's actually why I like him.
He's got a little character, you know.
Yeah, he said that he's going to nominate me for Trader of the Year if USEG does what I says it's going to
Okay,
do.
okay.
So I graciously accept the nomination, and hopefully I win the award.
Jim, when you come down to Belmont, I'll tell you what I'll do. You come to Belmont, I'll go to Saratoga. Deal? What do you say, Jiggly? All right, guys.
All right, I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Have a good one.
After the way, go happy trading. Pick some winners at the track. Pick some winners on the market. We just want to make some money. Bye all.